forgot to hit live there. There we go. Live on normal. I don't know. It's I wonder if there is some sort of AI device I could create. Because someone's mentioned this the other day with Drongo to basically funnel through low rank games, and then I could just actually find ones that would be intriguing and worth the time. Because I think we done all that stuff with the weekly formats, and then we came back to basically a mixture of casting events, but also doing the Legends from the Ladders. The problem with Legends from the Ladders is often just finding people playing the game. It's surprisingly harder than you think a lot of the time. Let's see. We'll go for... Was it Rocky River I said they were on? I think so. I want this Jin game, damn it. It better be in his history. Who's pretending to be Dimmu with the Lord Head immort account? Alright, got it. English versus Jin. I got a feeling that I know what this is going to be, and I'm going to apologize in advance just in case it is, but maybe it won't be. Alright, let's get ready to go. All right, I'm just going to apologize in advance in case it is going to be cursed, but it's Jin. I've been on a journey. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been on a journey of self-discovery, or mostly Jin discovery, and honestly, I feel like I've had to resort to the alcoholic kind just to get through this. This Civ is rarely getting played, it's rarely winning. We've got to fix this. We've got to find good Jin games so that you guys can learn why it's secretly pay to win, and then spend way too much money on a single Civ. We have got Starflock in the blue, from South America, playing as Jin Dynasty, going up against Kaiser Johan in the English green. Now, I'm going to apologize in advance in case this is a 2TC Boomer game, because admittedly, this is the type of matchup that very easily could be. And admittedly, Kaiser Johan is a filthy Boomer, because the thing you have to realize about Kaiser Johan, if you guys are unfamiliar with this guy, this isn't just an aspiring pro. This is a game developer of a separate strategy game. The strategy game that actually is arguably more successful than the Age of Empires 4 strategy games have been. Kaiser Johan is one of the Paradox Interactive developers behind the likes of Europa Universalis 4. Now, if you know anything about Europa Universalis 4, you know that it is a game that spans out hundreds of years, which is why he does not rush. He does not end fast. No, instead, he gathers stone at the speed of light to guarantee that he will lock in for 2TC and will be here for an eternity. And on the other side, Starflock will be doing the same, because this is basically the only way that people have successfully been able to play Jin. I'm not kidding. This is maybe the most atrocious state of 2TC seeming like the only viable way. And I pray we find a way into something better. But what this is a good stress test of is Jin's capacity to play mid and late game, because anyone who has actually seen Jin in action and read about Jin and thought about Jin, you little alcoholic, may realize that statistically speaking, whoa, what the hell, the echo? The late game phase should be pretty appealing. It should be a sexy opportunity, but hasn't really been reached because the average game length in Age of Empires 4 this year is on track to probably be the lowest that it's ever been in the history of the game, now that I think about it. Maybe with the exception of launch window, because there's a lot of cheese builds. But, in competitive play, I think game lengths have started to shift back from Imperial focus. Imperial becomes a much rarer sight these days, which means a Civ like Jin that feels like they need that Imperial shift, that economy inflate. Maybe a little bit on the weak side. How am I? I'm not too bad. I'm just bored of all these people avoiding Jin. Now, we've got a tournament coming up on the weekend, right? Elite Classic qualifiers begins, and I think everyone has to try and qualify for it, so it's actually going to be a good qualifier. And I'm curious to see, if anyone will have actually come up with something that works. My instinct's been telling me that Jin probably still needs to cook for a little bit longer. I think the problem as well is, it just has some ultra-hard counters. I wouldn't say English is one of them. Things like Ibids come to mind. It's always that knock-on effect where what you get is, the Civ might not necessarily be underpowered. It could be the fact that Civs that counter it are quite good right now. Ibids is a a very desirable pick, I'd say, like midway through the draft every time. So King being a little bit of a nuisance. We do get the Rax reaction coming in. Remember, Jin has got these very tanky mounted villages, so they don't die so easily to the King. But he did sneak in there really well. Flower Pagoda has... Yes, it has been leveraged. So 2 TC on the deer. This wasn't mirrored, by the way. Johan is... like, when I said he's a filthy boomer that sits in a corner, guys, I was not exaggerating, and I think he'll nod his head and accept that. He didn't even drop the TC on the deer, which was 100% on the table. Like, there was nothing to stop him doing this, but every goddamn English player just wants that tree line and goal to secure the castle. Yeah, like, technically, with this spawn, though, you could have TC dropped here and then just run one village to wall here. And then you're completely safe, right? And then you can White Tower drop actually where you've dropped the town center to secure the entire area for mass farms later. So a little bit of an interesting choice there. I wonder what the thought process was for Johan. Like, why did he prefer that? Might have just been instinctual. You ever, like, play a game and find yourself doing things that you know are bad or inefficient because you always do them? I feel like that's most of us playing games. I'll be playing Deadlock. I know that I need to buy a support item to save my carry. I don't. I buy damage items because I normally buy damage items. We're all like that. So spear spam continues. Starflock is prepping for the castle up. We're just going to keep 2xing this. God, this is like the perfect game to just 2 or 4x. So it should be White Tower, unless he's feeling ultra greedy. Because Abbey, like, the interesting thing is actually King's Palace did get buffed, right? It produces villagers quicker, but you need the protection of White Tower just in case your opponent's actually attacking instead of teching. Theoretically, this was a good game for Johan to think about free TC. The problem with it, the risk of it, is if you go for third town center, it's more burden on your economy. Like, right now, he's already using half of his food income to build villages. So you'd inflate the number further. In fact, even further because the King's Palace produces villagers 10% faster. Okay, the King's just trying to be a nuisance still. Forced a little bit of idle time, but tech up's complete on both sides. This is going to be the Dragon Pavilion. This operates a lot like the White Tower, really. You come near them, you're going to get attacked big time by the Menka Muka defenders. And we already have the emissaries moving out. In fact, he queues a double play. Yeah, second emissary to try and sneak through. Good eyeballs too, I like that. The King is reacting to the first emissary, so he's going to use this opportunity to sneak by. Because now that you've seen the emissaries established, you're like, oh, okay, well, that's just that, right? Like, okay, I'll eventually burn this down, nothing else to worry about. And Johan isn't even going to check the second marketplace, actually. Interesting. Starflock will be playing it safe, though, has got spears to escort. Johan straight into crossbows. Now, that is interesting. Because, you know, in these positions, it wouldn't be uncommon to open knights, but I think for him, he's respecting the Muka defenders. These defenders that come out keep spamming for free, and they thrive on melee and melee engagements. If you go mass crossbows, you can snipe them out before they even reach you. And also on top of that, like when you're playing against Jin, there's a high probability that they're going to be going heavy cav. It's kind of their speciality. So if you know you're up against a lot of cavalry, you know, yes, this means you don't really have as much tempo, but I think Johan's okay with that. He's just building more farms, and we did already highlight that Johan is a filthy boomer. He doesn't play for the fast game, he plays for the long game on these English strats. Like, just look at the farm count already, right? Dude, this is up to 23 farms. He's not afraid of going into Imperial. In fact, you can tell already he kind of wants it. Starflock rushing for relics. Johan a step ahead there. Dude, Starflock, I kind of feel bad for him in this game. Yeah, he played Boom as well, but with the way Johan's playing this is just the old school 2022 type player, isn't it? And Johan's been there since then, so it kind of fits. I would say he done better back in those days, actually. What's up, Craven? Sorry, I didn't see the sub earlier. Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate you. So I'm just going to keep speeding up a bit, because until we get to the fight, it does just kind of feel like we are trying to scale for late. The push incoming. No armor clad, by the way. Undermesh is being prepped, though, which is interesting, because there's no range units. It's possible that Johan wants to dive the TC. These are horrible trades for Starflock, though. He was not expecting crossbows. I mean, who does this, right? That's the thing. Most players, you'd expect knights. But Johan, he's taking advantage of the Men-at-Arms buff. He's taking advantage of the fact he's got reliable gold food income. And that this is the comp you want as the game scales. If you get forced back to hide in your base, what's going to happen? Oh, great. I'll have attack speed buff on crossbows. That's a free win. Johan does get a little bit too close to the pavilion. Yeah, if he wants to push this, he may actually have to consider going for trebuchets. Because here's the thing, guys. He can snipe out the Muka defenders. But if your opponent A-clicks into your Muka defenders and all this crap, you're going to take bad trades. So still to this day, the safer thing to do, really, is to just queue in 2 or 3 trebuchets to start taking down this landmark. Because remember, now when you attack the town centers, the landmarks, they are going to spawn out a bunch of defenders to protect them. I wonder if people start using this soon, actually. The collective hunting. They offer you some reindeer. Spawns 4 reindeer on your town center. Wait, is that... It's only a one-off, though, right? In theory, it's not a bad exchange, though. 325 resources to get 1,600 food to gather from. It's really good. I don't think I've seen players using it so far, though. I assume it's just a one-offer because, like, the alternative is it's established per TC, and I think that encourages 2 TC play way too much. But wait, he's got machine workshops here, so only double, but he's got the crossbow production underway. Burn coming in. It's like Tributary State is going to get denied. He's got the Muka defenders researching, though. Hold on. That horseman charge in. Spears following up too, and the ring of the bells. Oh, Starflock with a cheeky little backstab. Johan's reaction was quick, though. Spears being pulled to the west side. A few left behind to deal with the east. Good snipe down there on the king to get rid of any sustain in the area, but Johan is parked. No doubt about it. That Tributary State is gone. He might try and keep poking at it, but the numbers don't really look that sexy. Oh, okay. The numbers don't look that sexy, and then you remember just how low the cooldown is to summon more defenders. Oh, yeah, it's too bad. I think he still has a problem here because of the crossbows at the back, though. Yeah, this is the difference every time. I think Starflock, the problem is he's being forced into a bit of a meat grinder, and he's in an offensive position, right? He's having to push into Johan, who already had number lead. This is bad. Like, at this point, you're just feeding crossbows. This is what I meant about, like, the solution to these melee strats. Crossbows is king. You know, if you go mass spears, they kind of struggle a little bit, but if you look at what's been happening out of Starflock, he hasn't just been massing spears, he's massing everything. That's expensive. That also gives you a weakness, right? Like, if you're massing one unit, very strong straight away, have to be careful to counter. If you have to add in 3 different unit types, you're essentially strong in nothing. But insulated against something. I think the issue with that idea, though, is like when the crossbow count is this high, spearmen get sniped straight away. Even horsemen potentially get flopped almost immediately. And the other efficient thing about this is those men-at-arms are just insanely tanky for Johan. So yeah, now you're in a situation where the only thing Starflock's building that is of any worth is crossbows to kill the men-at-arms. But then his crossbows lose to the enemy crossbows. Right, like right now, Johan has a very clear win condition and Starflock does not. The only thing I can think he's looking at here is Nesta B strats. Nesta Bs would be an interesting way to go, actually. Nesta Bs is not a bad idea, but you still need a front line is the true issue. So maybe you just go spears, Nesta Bs, and some crossbows. Because the cool thing about Nesta Bs is they get maximum damage up against men-at-arms. Compared to like crossbows, the trade-off isn't that bad because they do siege damage, whereas crossbows, although they do bonus against heavy, have to go through 7 ranged armor first. It's like a third of your damage just gone straight away. He's going to go bed crossbows instead. Yeah, wait, but this means you're still not answering crossbows. So Starflock, he sees his win condition as horseman bed crossbows? His food income feels a bit bad for that. Only 1,000 food to try and mass horseman is tricky. And now Johan. He's even got the melee armor coming in. Makes sense, he's up against mass spears. Backside though, needs to be careful. Starts to pull away. Crossbow's about to get sacked. Yeah, I think that the issue there is he's sending spear and men-at-arms instead of holding spears back. So now the horsemen get to chow down. I mean, it seemed like he didn't have a win condition, but apparently the win condition is just wait for Johan to overextend. It's like, how do I win this game? What if my opponent commits Sudoku? That's a pretty good way of winning. The horseman will eventually get cleaned up, but I mean, the crossbow count got shrunk a decent chunk. And there we go. He is resetting. I was about to say, Johan doesn't have more troops coming in. Or maybe he didn't realize they're there because they're camouflaged against the map. A bold man is one that picks green on a green map like this. It's like when you're squinting like, I can't see a thing, damn. And Johan, as expected, has now chosen to go Imperial. Surprised it took him this long. Okay, agree or disagree? This is probably the coolest looking deforestation effect in the game. It does admittedly look like Earth is trying to, like, shave its pubes, but in terms of telling where the trees were and known as a tree area, it's probably the clearest I've ever seen. I don't know, I'm kind of mixed on it. Very visually clear, but also looks ugly as hell. Which biome was this again? This was Tropical Swamp. Okay. So enclosure's on the way. Man, you've got an outpost up here? Dude, that's toxic. You can't defend this now. Also, it counterplays the Muka defenders, because if they did summon right now, you'd buff all the enemy units because of the attack speed. That's pretty crafty, actually. And I think that's why, yeah, he didn't actually go back for it. Johan didn't have to deal with it again, because Starflight didn't queue up the defenders to tech a second time around. Black Sands tile set was dope. They should optimize so it runs better. Black Sands, isn't that the one with the prickly pear bushes, right? That one was kind of cool. I like the idea of different biome effects. I'll be, like, bluntly real, you guys. I'm just kind of a little bit bored of staring at the same visuals every single game. So this is at least refreshing. Even if it is a bit grungy on the colors. That's Johan's fault. He knew what he was doing when he picked it. Alright, guys. I know how we win this, if you're Jin, by the way. So we just need to line up the late game, build lots of walls, and then build lots of bed crossbows. Ignore the fact that your opponent's now building Wingguard Rangers. It'll be absolutely fine. Oh, and Pagoda Forest. Once again, ignore the fact your opponent is building into Wingguard Rangers. It'll be absolutely fine. It's not gonna work. Dude, this is weird. Does anyone know of a matchup for Jin that doesn't feel either or bad? Because I was thinking about this. The Ibid matchup is a very obvious bad matchup, right? Early game, mid game, etc. This matchup to me kind of seems just ugly in late game. Can't your opponent just beat you with longbow spears always? I guess there's the Nest of Bees threat is the thought there. But, like, you don't really want to build Eruptors against longbows. Your bed crossbows die to longbows. You can try to trust Nest of Bees, but the problem is when both players have Imperial Age, like Nest of Bees is potent, has a potent kill point in Castle, but starts to fall off a bit in Imperial, right? Especially when your opponent can do that. Just queues up bombards. Yeah, it's just very weird overall. I think the Civ has so many issues there. Also, what is up with the color of the buildings? Wait, is the color different with green? Or is it just because it's green it looks weird? I can't tell, actually. Is it the lighting of the biome? The colors look different, right? Like, we're in a swamp, and it literally looks like someone's been hurling crap around that swamp. Just buckets of Shrek poop has been hauled all over the place. Compare it to this as well, like, some real color. Oh, more outpost creep. So things have just slowed down now, right? Yeah, he has to siege through because Starflock has been walling the entire map, or trying to anyway. All right, we're 23 minutes into a Jin game. Let me really emphasize the issue with Jin. Has anyone spotted a win condition yet? I might go crack a beer. Gonna need it. I think some Jin skulls are about to get cracked. He's upgrading the crossbows as well. He's going full lead. I mean, we highlighted it as a win con. And in fairness, Johan actually hasn't built good range backline, right? Like, bombards seem good, but the thing is, bed crossbows are just like these fat archers. So you can have a lot of them, is the idea. So although bombards are annoying, they aren't as definitive of a kill point there as they would be up against Nest of Bees. Because you could easily have 10 bed crossbows. Yeah, whereas like 6 Nest of Bees will feel kind of similar. And the importance there is the bombards have very clear kill points. Health-wise, it's kind of interesting as well, no? 95 HP is so yeah. No, that's very interesting. So bed crossbows can't be one hit. They take 2 hits for the bombards. That's pretty important. So I think Johan's going to want to set up a forward outpost. Building Gene archers out of expensive stable sucks. That's why you build their real archers. Look, this is their real archers. Wow. You see that? Look, he hit a spearman. Oh, the wall. Get off my lawn. I'm going to be real with you. I played the campaign the other night, and I got too lazy, and I got wallowed multiple times by the Pagoda Forest. But not Johan. No, no, no. He doesn't waste 30-plus minutes of his life in English games to lose them. I will emphasize waste. Push comes in, though. Aura is there. This thing's just so toxic. He hasn't got Network of Citadels, but it is on the way. 15 seconds out, actually. Looks like he's going to get pushed back, however. Nice wrap in there. The Horseman able to get on top of the bombards. Pagoda Forest will survive. Important as well as it was already up to 260 wood a minute. And we'll be able to deny a few villages on that front side too. So nice strike back there by Starflock. I need to see an attack though. You know, it's not like I'm bloodthirsty here, but I need to see Starflock pushing somewhere. Because when I look at the reserves, I'm a bit concerned that Johan's just going to be chilling. It feels like with the economy lead that Johan's built up, he can afford to make like 3 big blunders before it really starts to matter. Like, he can just lose army and kind of shrug, right? And there's the spearman as expected. Like, you just get to the point where your spearman longbows or spearman crossbows should be pretty comfortable. I think maybe even better is like spear, men-at-arms mix, and then longbow backline. And you get like 20 longbows-ish just to snipe out enemy crossbows. And these as well, actually. Both crossbows. Wow. 60% ranged armor just doesn't feel like a lot here at all. No, because it's in the Cinder arrow effect. Like, these guys have 18 damage. You know, at first when I saw these things had 60% range resistance, I was like, any problem? Nah. No problem at all. Definitely not a tickle they're receiving. Just so difficult as well because of the quality of these ranges. Remember, they have 9 tile range. So 1.5 advantage over the bed crossbows. By the time the bed crossbows be in the same range, they've been hit 2 to 3 times. Have a look at green and blue's base. I mean, this is just every English base you've ever seen. Blue, on the other hand, is a little bit cluster duck. So much harder, actually, to place everything with the War Stables effects. Yeah, just every building being so big, actually. Like, what? You can't condense like other civs, which is what makes Jin weird, because they're a defensive civ. They were intended to be aggressive, but they most definitely are not. Now Bombard's just trying to finish up Pagoda. Final shot's about to come in. The Horseman raid through, but too little too late. Pagoda Forest down. Johan failing to get the outpost up still, though. Bed crossbows are being sniped out. But 3 gone. Horseman wave is gone. Problem is, Johan now has a Kachillion men-at-arms against crossbows. I think we might need to up those spear numbers a bit. I need a vibe check from chat. Are these the games you came for? You don't see late game very often anymore. We are in it, and this is what it becomes. Jin losing. No, it becomes a meat grinder, right? The problem with this meat grinder is Johan, because his economy is so good, that's his real win condition. Because he's technically getting out-win conned here, right? Like, you know, you had men-at-arms, your opponent had mass crossbows, didn't matter. A handful of rangers get through that because he just has so much crap being flung at his opponent. He doesn't need to win on the raw quality of the counters. He's just winning on a bigger number. Look at this. 3,000 food income. Making their production normal size and making patches a placeable building would be a nice buff. Agreed. Like, their SimCity is just horrible. It's weird as well because, like, this, you're talking about audiences that like the ability to place their base how they want to, right, in an elegant way. And the devs essentially strip that away from the players entirely. Because the placements of these grasslands alone could just ruin the entire plan. It's very weird. Who cares about eco? Jin's going to get a sacred site with a win? You're a cute boy, you are. All right, guys. What if Johan just deletes all the buildings before sacred site timer? I mean, actually, this castle. Which, remember, the castle, he can build siege out the castle. This attack speed is just absurd as well. Like, please. Can we just remove, like, I've asked for nerfs on this before, but how about, this is a reasonable one. Maybe, just maybe, siege should not be buffed on attack speed by the audience. Crazy idea. Maybe. It's good enough if it just affects even just infantry, actually, now that I think it. You could take it away from knights because it used to not work for them. And that would be fine. I know people are like, KP, English isn't like a top 5, top 6 civ, don't call it nerfs. I just think like this is the thing that if we do get English back on the menu, this is the obnoxious thing people hate. And, oh, speaking of attack speed, an inferior attack speed, he activated the flower. And still, with that tier 1 landmark buff, it's nowhere near as good as Citadels. I mean, if it was Network of Castles, kind of comparative, but this small AoE versus the giant AoE aura of a castle is not even comparative. It's just getting faced. Seriously, range is MVP. You're playing against a civ that should like massing horsemen, and yet range is just dumping them. The entire game. English sucks enough. English is like, I think they're mid-tier now. Oh, bribery. Make them angry. He's angry. Kill them all. The white coats. Is that like that armor? I don't know if that's offensive. White coats. All right, they're gone. Numbers have shrunk a bit, but that's mainly because Johan's too busy staring at his base all pretty like and not building units. He just needs to queue up like 50-minute arms and he's fine. I don't know what Johan's actually been doing. I think he's just been focusing on his ranger micro. Okay, so Starflock gets Stay of Execution. Johan needs to stop playing with his food a bit here. He has got forward infrastructure coming in, which is what was missing. And Starflock is apparently getting ahead of the pack. Chill, baby boo, chill. Rangers now with the attack speed to the backside. New group arriving, up to 15? 15 little Robin Hoods. Oh boy. Yeah, and the crossbows aren't really holding on, are they? No, because the DPS is pretty insanely high, right? Like 18 damage each with negation. Do 15 damage per shot. So you need what? I think seven ranges to insta-kill a crossbow. So you can split your ranges into 2 groups and kill. Would Iron Pagodas also get cooked here? I think Iron Pagodas is just chunky, but that's kind of it, right? Like your opponent's adding spear men at arms. The problem right now for Starflock, he just doesn't counter spears. How do you counter spears as this civ chat? You have 2 options. You build Moho Tribesmen that die to Lombos, or you build Bed Crossbows that die to Lombo. Do you see the problem here? It's ranges are basically got Starflock by the balls, and they're squeezing. Flower Garden size should scale with age. Maybe, because like, I mean, you say that, it feels like it'd be really powerful in certain situations. I think it's just a situational ability. Like, he's getting the value out of it here. It's just, I think the economy difference has been going on for too long. Like, now the food income looks good for Starflock. That's the thing, like, you know, the efficiency of those villages you get, you should be able to sort of compete with English economy. Like, ultimately, outside that, the quality. Flagons doesn't influence siege. Yeah, but it influences the crossbows. Like, that's the most important thing. Actually, like, I do think it's stupid that Flower Gardens doesn't influence bed crossbows. I think it should just not affect gunpowder. Siege might be the better way. Because, like, if you're a normal civ, this would buff your archers. You don't want to build Moho Tribesmen, though. We do, however, by the way, have this extra armor coming in from Starflock's men-at-arms. That's a cool idea, actually. Okay, we talked about a lack of win condition. That could be an interesting one. With extra ranged armor, you don't care about the enemy backline. The men-at-arms are going to be better in melee than yours, though, the English ones are. So it doesn't solve every problem, but it gives you a more reliable front line. I don't know, I think Starflock's just stuck A-clicking a bit too much here. Concave now starting to occur. It's time to make this flower power garden disappear. Bribery. He gets him! Kill them all! I love this ability. I love it. It's actually getting used. The funny part is if Starflock keeps the horseman alive a bit longer, he can body block with the horseman to get a bribery, which could be huge. But we're just not seeing it. And you know where I think bribery would go pretty hard? Is team games. Bribery, for those that don't know, it's what your emissaries give you, the things that you can build out your tier 3 landmark. The way it works is you use it on a small area, and then any enemy units caught in there will immediately go hostile to all nearby units. So if you're closer, they'll attack you. If Johan's closer, they'll attack him. And that's just how it works. Essentially creates like an angry neutral player. Starflock does keep remassing. One thing that scares me a bit is, oh, he's going through gold pretty fast. Okay, no, he's got the south side. He can keep this going. We're down to 2 minutes, though. Like, this is actually a problem now, because Johan... Wait, did he forget? There was a window down here much earlier. Villagers get pulled. Men-at-arms are there now. Army's going to have to start steering. He has paused the timer, though. Oh, my God. What a blunder. 2 minutes is actually scary. Wait. Did Johan get a bit too distracted here? Bribery. Starts to pull back. Some of his boys are going to get caught. They'll start firing up against the horseman, though. I mean, he needs a decap. Newcastle coming in the center, but wait, he has been seen there. If he pushes up now, he can deny this. He's got so many rangers queued as well. Bro, stop birthing people. Oh my God, this is classic English issues. We've got how many million people in this tiny island and not enough houses to go around. 66 men-at-arms. It's time for some population balance. We ain't a good world war in a while. Send him in, boys. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't care that it's a castle. He's going to die for the burn. Oh, wait. Tries to burn the bombard. And these villagers are actually obnoxiously fast. Okay, does get rid of it, but with this many men-at-arms, you just deny the sacred site now. The good news is Starflock can try to clean up the center here. Like, delete all the buildings, the outposts, and push up. Because no way do you get to block that. And nicely done. Johan intercepted before the Muka defenders could block and interfere with this. So decap continues. Needs to be careful. Army is coming from the north. You men-at-arms to intercept. A lot of blue men-at-arms on the way. He gets the attack speed buffer. The flower does get dropped. But the sacred Starflock, the sacred site! Tries to get in, horseman, the last millimeter. Look at that ball. Circle. I don't know why I called it a ball. Barely any blue left. He can't afford to step off for a second. He needs to get more troops on now. He's funneling one by one. Backline of crossbows getting sniped though. Look at the military camp. This is costing Starflock everything in the decap. It goes through. Oh, no. And just look at the reserves. Look at the actual reserves behind this. No back queue. Starflock hasn't got much left in reserve. While Kaiser Johan now has 4k food. Win condition is gone. Jin was so close to getting a win. They need a Jin. They need Genie to grant them a wish, it seems, at any time. And I think they've used all three now. Yeah, it's 30 ranges now. Your crossbows are dead, right? Like you kind of need mass horsemen now when you don't have food, or mass men-at-arms from the enemy would be great, but no, that's not going to happen. Because the problem, guys, 30 ranges as a backline just disintegrates crossbow. So he is making the correct call. He's trying to switch to Nest of Bees, but remember what we said about Nest of Bees counts in Imperial Age? Bombards do just fine. So with 2 bombards, Johan has the capacity to take them down easy peasy. The problem now is like Starflark would need to gather 20 plus horsemen to deal with the bombards. It's not just run past men-at-arms, it's run past spears. And wait. Hold on a sec. Is he going Pili Bows? That's a cool idea. So the Jin's trebuchets can be upgraded to shoot like Nestor beams. That would give him the range to trade up against the bombard. Don't know if he does that. One last hoorah. Fourth Nestor Bees on the way. Johan creeping north. I mean, the final landmark would be all the way at the back, so like he has got some time to play with here. Everything just takes so much space with this sim. Now they dive in towards the pavilion. Wait, what? But the Nestor piece is meant to be the counter. All right, guys. Turns out you can just counter Nestor Bees by just playing Rangers because they have extra 0.5 tower range. So there you go. Rangers counter everything. Not Seals, not Delta Force. Rangers lead the way. Oh my god. They counter every siege unit that's meant to counter them. And more. Oh, the bribery? That's cool. Get a few of them working for you. They're very strong. It gets little Loxley. Doesn't last very long though. I think the lesson here is Rangers are back. I feel like at every point in this game that looked good for Johan, it's where Rangers got leverage correctly. For sniping out the crossbows, for massing up here, which, I mean, it took some temperament because he lost men-at-arms, yes. You have to remember to not just keep vomiting them out again, otherwise you get pop-locked. Remember, to build these Rangers, you need enough space because they come out in batches. So if you don't have 6 population available, they won't spawn at all. They'll stay at 100%. So he was paying a lot of attention to get this counter. Toxic attacks now. GG. Rangers lead the way to victory, and oh, well, look at that, and another gen loss. They just can't catch a break. Oh, what a sad civ, man. One sec, is this the one? What and all, welcome. Whoa, that is not the one. Sorry, that was very loud. Meant to be sorted by date. Why are they not sorted by date? Ladies and gentlemen. Yep, there we go. That's the one. I was like, I've just named that one Rangers beat everything, which is pretty freaking accurate based on what we just saw. Whoosh. All right, let's see. What have we got here? Actually, let's see if we've got any live games that are interesting. Where's my music? Anyone getting thirsty just listening to me gulp like that? Well, less of a gulp, more of a slurp. Are slurps, like, disgusting, or are they more enticing? You know, it's like, oh, that's making me thirsty. Never thought about that before. Disgusting? Yeah, because I guess... Yeah. Whereas... Ooh. Both of them kind of suck for really getting you in the mood. There's like the context of what they're drinking change, whether a slurp is... You know what I think the problem is? Now, if I'm saying it out loud. The problem is the word slurp is horrible. Just absolutely horrible, right? Like the action from like, oh, because you're just basically, you're kind of sampling and tasting. It's not that bad. But the word, it's like for how some people feel about the word moist, you know? Where it's like, I mean, I don't mind moist, but you know, moist. For some people, it's just a deal breaker. All right, we got any knowns? 2 RR6. Who the hell's 2 RR6? Is that someone I should know? Ah, 358. Trash game. Who's weak chicken? Nah, low rank. The problem I find with like the low rank games is I know it's just going to be sim sitting for like 15 minutes. Then again, we just got that in a high ranking game with Jin. You know, you gotta hope for something better. Hope for good, settle for poor. What a way to live life. Okay, I have a feeling there's a lot of XXXXX's, but let's have a look. Yeah, it's not helping. Can you Jin these? Oh? Oh? Oh, this is it's gonna be boring. Actually, you guys want this? This is Corvinus, but the problem is he's up against someone who's like 1600 elo. It's like a 230 rank player versus rank 9. But it is Jin. You know? So it's like a mixed bag. You're getting the civ you want, but you're not getting a balanced matchup. But maybe that actually balances it better. Right? In a weird roundabout way, I guess that's true. Sure. Why not? Well, you know what I haven't had enough time to do is get in some deadlock games with the changes. You guys been seeing the controversy in pro play at the moment with deadlock? The changes they made to the game recently, I'm not even exaggerating or anything, legit have got people essentially, like, they're feeding intentionally. So that they don't fall, they don't get too far ahead because of a catch-up mechanic that is just basically dominating the game. So you've got people diving, like, they're doing the equivalent of, like, sending your villagers underneath a town center. It's a really weird time. All right. I've done it. I can guarantee it's a possibility. We are gonna see a Jin victory. All I had to do was pick a top 10 player going up against a top 200 player. Okay, now watch the top 200 player win. Because this is the interesting balance. It's like a fair handicap. Jin Dynasty has been looking underwhelming trash. Meanwhile, Golden Horde continues to look like they actually might need even more nerfs to balance them out. So let's see what these two players can do. Yellow here is definitely no slouch, 1600 elo-ish, puts him at 231 in the world. Whereas Corvinus, who's playing in the Kanju Jin Ds, is number 9. Map is going to be Dry Arabia, just your standard play, and it is going to be a green Jin pick because I don't like. Why is everyone obsessed with it? Are they just bored of picking the colors that work? Maybe this is like an anti-observer strat. If I don't want to be watched, I'll pick the color that no one wants to watch. Either way, Flab Pagoda's on the way, so 2 TC, I assume. Ooh, that can make this a spicy meatball, though. I like this because I think 2 TC is the expected way Jin is going to play in most games. But like Golden Horde is probably one of the better civs at what, top 5, top 6 civs at dealing with 2 TC, I feel like. I'd say they prefer it when you go for an age up, right? Because an age up is much more easily punishable. But I'm going to say this civ isn't just as willing to dive someone who's building a lot of villages. Yeah, because if you're building lots of villages, you're not building spearmen to counterplay the heavy cap that are going to be diving you. Right, so it's just, you pretty much set yourself up for death. Alright, so we're 4x, because I think they're like a minute or 2 ahead of us. Remember, guys, the villager count is not Corvinus throwing the game. It's just that green takes 35 seconds to build a villager instead of 20. But these villagers are over twice as good. Like, it's actually a really good deal when you think about it that way. You do pay 15 extra, like, in terms of raw villager effectivity, right? Because instead of paying 50, you pay 115. But you get 120% gather rate on these guys. And they move quicker than standard villagers. Like, it is undoubtedly a worthwhile unit. As long as the stats work correctly and the devs haven't screwed up the numbers somewhere. I'm not saying they have. It's just Age of Empires 4 has a history of this. We're like, I just don't get why they're not doing this thing. And then you find out, oh, it's because it's wrong. Which happens a lot, actually. Math is hard in this game engine. You guys notice that? So flower power has been dropped. This gives a 25% buffer, which is pretty damn nice. It's just a little bit weaker than Arhan, but it's flexible. You can move it away, which is something you can't do with Arhan Chapel. Kana's going to arrive, though. I think the tricky thing here is, like I said, that Golden Horde should like playing against 2TC, and I stand by that. But I think the tricky thing is that the kill threshold early on is worse against Jhin than other civs. Because if Jhin is wholly and exclusively building mounted villages, it will have enough garrison spots for a very long time to protect all of his economy. Like right now, he can keep 23 villages safe. Normal 2TC boom, you're going to be in Danger Town very fast. You wouldn't have enough garrison slots. But because you're only building an extra village every 35 seconds, instead of building an extra village every 20, you reach that overflow point a lot later. So cool idea there. And wait. Instead of prepping for a dive, do my eyes deceive me? We have got 2TC Golden Horde. Oh my god, everyone's just going back to 2TC. Or, well, with new civs in a lot of cases, but everyone's rediscovering 2TC meta. Thought it good to follow up, because the nice thing is he's got double Uvu online, which is getting no harassment on it. Which means that he'll be able to generate into this heavy cab anyway. Which means Green's probably going to want to consider a Rax. But I think that's not on the menu for Jhin. Green's just going for a fast castle build. Profile's open. We don't have to see a live game. We do. It's a Jhin game. I can't believe you almost talked us away from this. Look, we're getting 2 TC boom on each side. I wish my fast forward button worked. I keep praying that someone's going to do something other than Pavilion. Because Mountain Hall sounds pretty cool, but I don't think we're getting it, right? Yeah, like, I haven't seen this karma system in action at all. Like, you see it there, where you generate karma, lose it if you lose units. When you have max, you can get these different buffs. Like, Relic's generating 300% more gold. This thing can be Regnits, it could be, you know, the optimal farm gathering. It can be a building healer if you do, like, a fort castle. Kind of crazy the options you get. But no one goes for it, the weird part. We're getting it! Let's go! Okay, guys, in fairness, if there was a game, this is the game. Your opponent has gone 2TC. He's not rushing you. And this opens up a few cool options. In particular, it's the Relic Rush. Like, because your opponent prioritized 2TC, although he did get 2 Uvu up, he got 2 Uvu up slowly. And now it looks like Yellow is trying to play for a castle timing anyway. So we have got the landmark that never gets seen. Dive is going to be coming through, though. We'll snipe down one worker. Switches over onto the tree line, but very tanky workers, and Tortugud don't do much damage, so I have to back away. He has at least got confirmation of what's happening. Problem is, Yellow didn't build any other units, so he can't do anything. Or you're losing karma before karma is up. But that's the genius, right? Like, it's kind of like when you have a Reddit account. If you go negative karma, but then if you delete your account and make a new one, it's like you're fresh on karma. That's what this is. Lose the people now, and then don't lose them afterwards. Got to shrink that work account so everyone can get inside. Because he did build, you know, 1 or 2 villages, up to 6 standard villages. Got to get rid of them. So almost complete now. Just leave 7 building it up, but 7 is actually a lot when 4 of them are mounted villages. This is more like using 10 workers. Dive is not going to be quick enough. Spearmen have started to produce, so that'll scare him off. Go Relic Uvus. Do it. Do it. Nah, there's no point. Go. Guys, like, if you go Relic Uvus now, you're throwing the game. And he knows it. Muscovy Yasak choice. It's like think of Muscovy Yasak as logical for this reason, right? Like, if he went Relic Uvus after your opponent just went for his religious landmark, this is like hearing about that really cool car and then going, I want one of those cars. And then saving up for 5 years, but like instead of everyone like buying a Tesla now, everyone wants to buy like an Audi or something. You're out of touch at this point. You're too late. You're like, now you've brought the Tesla car when it's like a fault has been discovered that makes it blow up on itself. Actually, no, we need a better example. You know what it is? It's like investing in GameStop. Boom. Back when it had that big boom, that's going for this landmark. Investing in GameStop now when it's like probably not moving. I haven't checked it, but I imagine it doesn't move much now. Like, why would you do it? There's no value anymore, right? Like, you could see your money there, but you're not going to get any worth. And that's kind of true of this, because it would be like getting your standard like dividend interest rate, because if you went for Relic Uvus, it does increase the gathering rate of all Uvus, but you wouldn't get this huge jackpot of, oh my god, it's like Bitcoin rates in 2012 going up, because you wouldn't have any relics to inflate the count. So that's always been the issue with Relic Uvus, is just it always feels like by the time you're going to get it, there's maybe 2 to 3 relics left to contest, maximum. Doesn't feel very good. Because the other thing is, like, if you're going Relic Uvus, if you're going greedy to try and get value, your opponent can then aggro to punish that. All right, we have got Storm Lancers coming in, which is smart when you see cavalry, but weirdly enough, while teching into castle, yellow has just started to prep archers. And, oh, we have got the Mohe Ancestries coming in. So buffs on the gathering on the field. Flower power as well. Damn, he's going to delete these deer fast. No wheelbarrow. This is the funniest part of green. It's like, oh, Jin Dynasty is so fast by default. Why do you need a wheelbarrow? You've already got a horse. This is like having one of those nice fancy cars and going, I need a bike and another car as well. Like, no, dude, you're fine. It's not worth the wheelbarrow. A little bit wasteful, the spears, but it is what it is. I think he's just buying time for a switch. He's not rushing in, is he? No, definitely not. He's going mass horsemen, and mass indeed. 4 war stables? Good Lord. Has he got any... He hasn't placed the grasslands yet, right? No grasslands coming through, surprisingly. I mean, I say surprisingly, he saw archers and then started to prep horsemen. But it does give a value point now of going into the grasslands. Because remember, as ponies spawn in these grasslands you place, it will increase the health of all your cavalry units. It's pretty nice. On the horsemen, it's like you drop 2 grasslands, like getting 10% extra health. Not so sure about that detail. Wait, why are we getting... Why are we holding Mohe Tribe? So these guys already have plastic damage, but they're going to do nothing against Tortuga at all. Is it simply because of archers? I mean, stat-wise, you are an archer, in fairness. Like, you're a slightly more squishy archer, but you're an archer. You have 7 damage, 7 base damage. You have, I think it's 10 less health than standard archer. He could have went Bedrock, but I think the problem is, like, originally Green was thinking about Mohe Tribesman, the horse archer, to kill the enemy archers. And bed crossbows aren't designed to kill archers, they're designed to kill infantry, like melee infantry. But now we're getting a different answer. He's going for the horseman, which makes a lot more sense. Especially if we start getting the grasslands drop. Free T? Hold on, what? Why are we free TCing this? I guess he just feels like he's behind on economy. But this is hella greedy. You've baited your opponent into horsemen. If you commit to free TC, your food income levels, I don't know how you get a count to ponies in time. And there's the revelation. These guys look so scary. Like, is it me or is this the biggest spear in Age of Empires 4? It's huge. All right, you can't tell me you don't look at this and assume they have some sort of unique stat, right? Like bonus against some... It just looks huge. So the dev's like, nah, it's not Ginny enough. Increase its size by 50%. And then we'll try and get like a, I don't know, a direct sponsor for a future Age of Empires tournament or something. God damn. Big spear, big shield. Well, they were unique. Right? They're just horsemen. They're literally just horsemen. I mean, I like that they've made the units look more unique. That is cool. But it is a bit surprising they didn't try to attach some extra kind of stat design to this in some way. The horseman forcing the spear reaction now. If he wanted, he could now go Mohe Tribesman. But instead, Green wants something else. It's gonna be Imperial, baby. Yeah, I mean, he just looked up the skirt and saw everything yellow has. And it's not fun. So, like, when you see that, you have 2 choices. You either produce a real army yourself, or you tech. And considering you just attach your opponent, the likelihood is that he's going to build a real army. So it's better to take an opportunity to get ahead of him on tech before he has an army. And a great landmark choice to do that, by the way. And oh my god, the position on it! The Great Wall Bastion coming in. Oh my god. He baited an east side. The reaction's way too slow. In fact, wait, no, come on! Did he actually not see it somehow? Too late now. Great Wall Bastion's up. It's a Ford Castle drop. Reminder, he's now got crossbow emplacements on here, as well as the hand cannon shot. It's going to be an absolute deleter. And he can just set up siege from here, guys. Like, just go bombards or go traction trebs and start sieging down the landmarks that are right in front of you. Because this is essentially a bastion. They can't build more than 2 landmarks. Relic game also looking good. And I think the other thought here, he's trying to use the Mountain Hall. Because remember, the Mountain Hall, one of the things it can do is make your defenses attack 50% faster. He's done! No way out of it. We won't even get to see Gatling gun mode, but Mountain Hall actually on the menu? Mate, I was not expecting that. I don't know, chat. Was it a good landmark? Oh, all right. Actually, one sec. What I want to double check somewhere, didn't I? Down here. Oh, sorry. Maybe they had different stats in development, but they reset it for balance? Possibly. Shame they didn't leave it that way, so this Civ could actually be good, lol. What's my boy Gento up to? Is yellow high rank? How's Gento doing, actually? Oh, 328th. What's going on, Gento? Oh, he's only paid 12 games, in fairness to him. He's playing against 168th rank. Could maybe be a good option. Piro Pito. There's Volt. Oh, Lock and Matisse are playing. Delhi Lancaster. You don't really see that very often. Emeru menu. Nah, low rank. Spacey Bart. Probably a low rank with a name like that. Sorry, Spacey Bart, but come on. 1230 yellow. Jimmy. 1200 elo. Mogno. Doesn't even show up. They're like plat rank in previous seasons. Diamond on Lao Jiang. I'm working hard to find these games. I can't even type that guy's name, so I'm not going to try. We have too many Chinese people. Now, hold on, chat. I meant like on the ladder, because I can't type their names. It's not a race thing, I swear. Plat. It's kind of weird, actually, now that I think about it. Like, these can't be all the games being played, right? That'd be so small. There's no way. There must be more people. We have more players than this, right? But it does, it's weird when now that I think about it. I'm assuming that you don't get all 1v1 or whatever options returned when you search like this, but maybe I'm wrong. TJ Fatboy, wow. 1420 Elo. Conk 1. What's up, Swaggy? How am I doing? I'm not too bad. How you doing? Do you find games manually? Yeah. You can check AoE full well to see who's got match history open, things like that. Sometimes I like looking for the live games instead. So I'm just right now seeing, okay, are there any interesting Jin games? The answer is, yeah, we had an interesting one with Corvinus, but the problem was it was like a bad rank matchup. Actung was not that high rank either. Who have I got on? Who's Matisse up against? We said he was up against Lothlock, didn't we? Web app to make finding games much easier. Ooh, that'd be nice. I find the other thing is outlier games, and you want it to not have a spoiled result. It's like you want to be able to enter one or both civs or enter one or both players, and then just have it pull games that might be interesting, and that'd be the limitation, right? Of what it influences. Because when you search manually, it's so you have to go out your way. You have to be like, all right, let me just go ahead and have a look at. Well, I can't look at him because obviously he's got his data hidden. But let's go have a look at Demon Sheep, and then you're gonna open up and you're gonna try to find the interesting games. Now you have to avoid this, right? And after you click on a game, you're also gonna have to avoid that as well as that, and then usually I think it has another indicator down here as well. Also, very annoying to avoid that spoiler because you have to click view replay anyway. So what you have to do is, without looking directly at it, wait until out the corner of your eye you get the pop-up box and then click that to go into the match live. Very, very annoying, ball achy approach to finding games, for sure. So I think Louis is in private lobbies right now. There was another player I found. Who was it? I think we had Louis up against the number 1 on the ladder right now, which was English versus Shushi. Let me see if I can get his game. Scribbling AoE full well, which already gives you the exact usernames. Yeah, exactly. So you have all the data required to get the outlier games easily. Yeah, so what you want something that can read the charts, because that's usually the charts are usually a good outlier method, right? Is that you have it based on military count or something like that, a chart that's going up and down sort of thing. Because we were talking about this the other day, that's the method that Drongo was using for a very long time. It's not terrible. It's not surefire. You're gonna get a bunch of crap games in there for sure, but it gives you a better probability. The alternative is you basically have someone that checks build orders and look for abnormalities. Landmark choice is a perfect example. If you find a high rank game that has a landmark choice that is in the minority, you probably have a more interesting game on your hands than a bog standard, boring, 20 minutes and done, whatever sort of thing, right? All right, let's go for the Louis one. Louis? Oui, très bien. It's Louis time. All right. Should we go? Oh, what the hell? The text size is different too. You guys were smaller in this scene. I didn't know. I don't want to size shame, but... God, now I just want to play Spyro with this playing. Anyone else getting that itch right now? Smash out some Spyro? I need to go back and complete... Year of the Dragon now that I think about it. I never got around to finishing it off. Oops. One and all, I had to check in on this. It is a clash between the best Chinese players in the game right now. Ironically, one of them on the Chinese. Team Elephant's Louis MT, with the newly improved Shushi, is going up against a Civ, a Scourge, that is re-establishing itself in our video game. English. For some, it never left. For pro players, they didn't have to worry about it. Till now, a lot of people are practicing it. There's a question mark. Are they relevant? Are they meta again? Just how deep is this going to go? This right here, by the way, is ranked #1 in the world. That's right. Right now, if you look at ladder performances, this guy's ranked higher than Marine Lord, than Beastie, than Louis, all of them. In fact, he's played 126 games already, which is about 30% more games than anyone else in the top 10. And he has come out on top of an 84% win rate at a 2260 ELO rating. Pretty impressive considering the season's only been going on for like, what, 2 weeks, I think? So off to a pretty staunch start. And we are going to be off to another TC Boom game. This has to be, right? Wait, yep, there, wait. Is it? No, I'm wondering what Louis is up to here because is he rushing pro scouts? He's got 1 on the Jiangnan instead of 2 to 3. On the other side, it's definitely 2 TC. You can see 2 on the Abbey of Kings. Purple already switching stone plus wood. Should have the optimal timing on this. Probably not pushing for a deer drop for the TC. Spawn's not really good for it. TC drop here makes a lot of sense. Usually you want to put your town center in range of the Abbey of Kings to buff and heal all your villagers. Yeah, just makes them unkillable. And would make sense in this matchup because Shushi has been leaning more aggressive recently with these Jiangnan builds. It is going to be a stables play into Pro Scouts, so as expected. Yeah, there's a lot of deer on this map, right? Like, remember, you get the small packs scattered across, but most of them are mid-terrain, which means you don't lose as much deer as if you were playing Dry Arabia and your opponent had double deer back spawn. Those ones tend to be a lot rougher. You have an itch, but it's not Spiral related. I know what... I get what you mean. You're waiting for Dawn of War 4. God, September still feels so far off. I don't know, like, this year's going to be weird for games, I think, because everyone avoided the summer because they were worried about GTA and its release. But then GTA pushed back to November, didn't they? Which means now everyone's going to have to delay their games again, because if you're a game developer, you are going to be logical about this. You do not want to be dropping anywhere near GTA. Like, that type of black hole it creates could even affect games like ours, with the DLC that presumably would come out in October or November. So, it's going to be an interesting one to see. Can you imagine, like, Vikings releases and AO4's number doesn't go up because everyone's playing GTA? Oh, no. I could imagine it. I think a lot of games are going to have that conundrum. And, oh, this is cool. Purple's going Men at Arms. Feudal Men at Arms to try and counterplay Pro Scouts. It's too slow for that. I mean, Louis could just rush Castle, no? Get the deer back, get into lances, then his Men at Arms are irrelevant. And the fact that Purple even built them just would have slowed down the real protection which he needs, which is White Power. And he stopped at 2. Okay, so I guess the idea is just basically have someone to combat the spears so the king can keep sniping against the scouts. He's going to force an outpost reaction, so I imagine when the outpost goes up, Pearl just says, it's not worth it anymore, and just chills. He's got a decent amount of deer and sheep in reserve here, right? Probably looking at Shalom Monastery. You're against 2 TC and you fast castled. Shalom Monastery would make a lot of sense. I mean, he could think about the rapid production, but like it just feels wasteful. There you go. You're 8 minutes in a game. Are you really ever going to choose Mount Lu over Shaolin Monastery? Only if your opponent is French and they've been building knights, for example. Like, there has to be a reason you can't reach relics for you to not be going monastery at this type of time. It's too good of a landmark pre 9 minutes. Cool thing as well is against the solo king, the monks can actually stand their own ground. And even more so, these men at arms are irrelevant against Shaolin monk. They're feudal stats, and on top of that, these Shaolin monks hit pretty damn hard. In fact, you know what I'd like to see? You know what I haven't seen in a while, chat? A mass Shaolin monk strat. We need to get back to the good ones. Mass Ball Boy strats is pretty cool, actually. So Q's up. First one's on the way. Lancers as well. White Tower on the other side. Pretty much just your normal crap. We'll fast forward a little bit. We've been poking towards the Pro Scouts play, but now with Lancers arriving, it's going to be a full retreat. Yeah, you don't even benefit from keeping your men-at-arms out. They can't stop Shaolin monks. They'll just die to knights anyway. You might as well get units home and have more later on in the game. Get found out, but with double, make that triple knight there. No hope in hell. King has to back up. Nice defeat. Late game. There's just something about English 2TC, isn't there? You know, it's interesting because, like, English 2TC, a lot of people are like, oh man, it's back on the menu. Never really left for them. Weirdly enough, the recent buffs towards 2-town center play, I think of all the civs that were already 2TCing, the one it impacted the least was actually English. Because remember, they made it so that the town center is 50 stone cheaper. But for English, they always got away with looser and it's a lot later TCs that they wanted to because of this. The king. The king is the reason they could get away with a lot more than other civs. Because other civs, if they wanted to mirror 2TC, they ran the risk of getting clapped by this. So, you know, with a lot of civs, even if you're trying to aggro play, you have to think about the king versus thinking about the TC. So unless you counter one, you can't really counter the other sort. Cheeky. Nicely played. Gets in, gets the kill. I don't think Purple's going to be getting away with that, though. Final strike should land as he turns next. Unless he steers it gently. That's not gentle! That's like where someone's like, okay, I just need you to reverse out of here, and you've hit an old lady. Speaking the old men, though. Room for another one, and that is just a normie men-at-arms. He's, like, say normie, an early men-at-arms, really. Normie would be castle, so he's not going to be able to hold that. Louis, mass lancers. You won't be able to drive the white tower. That's pretty expensive. But everything else. And the gold's not exactly a secure area. Full on the flank. Little men-at-arms is good. Oh, look. Looks much more fabulous in pink. So a little bit of a freebie there. I think the concern here is for purple, he obviously has to build into spearmen to buffer away the knights, but really what you want to be building into is crossbows plus spears. His income doesn't feel good enough for that. He's down in the archeries now, but this is not going to inflate fast. There's a pretty cool window actually for Louis. I don't think he's going to go Chug just because he's worried about the potential for men-at-arms, but if he knew exactly what purple was doing, Chug is kind of a bit crazy but effective. Especially with a Jiangnan allowing you to inflate the count much quicker. Also chill. Don't call other people that. Just weird. The people that do that in like chats, the people in real life that probably have never walked in a room and like, sup assholes. But they have, they've done it on Subra. Next time you visit your nan, go into the room and say that. See what happens. I mean, I'm not surprised a lot of people are chilling. You know, statistically, most people watch Age of Empires on the TV. Not on a phone or a PC. Okay, so Dudley Horse is coming in now. I don't know, Louis just kind of has brute force. There's not really much for him to worry about here. Monk's now playing for relics. He's already been successful in getting free. I think this is his full relic game. Did he build monks? He did. He built them just to heal. That's really cool. Because remember, Shalom monks are selfish. They heal themselves. They won't heal allies. They're just topping everything off. Makes a lot of sense. Like, you're not really going to rush to dive a white tower, especially when you see your opponents building crossbow spears. You're better off just to make yourself big and strong for the fat fight that's coming. I wonder, does he go back for 2TC himself? The alternative is you rush your Castle Ace landmark again. Mount Lu Academy gives you some eco-inflate, but then also it will give you access to the pagodas, which will pad your economy a lot. I feel like I want to see Louis doing something greedy, because him not attacking is a bit negligent in his own way. Because like right now, Purple is kind of at a weak point. He didn't have much of an army. He doubled his farm clusters. They're going to pay off a little bit down the line, but like he didn't really have size of army to defend or size of economy to farm. But now, with the Bremer you've given him, we've got walls up, we've got farms looking good, 4 clusters. It starts to feel like the type of game that if you're not careful, it very easily snakes into Imperial Age unintentionally. And on an economical standpoint there, do you feel strong if you're Shushi? Sure he does? Really? So extra racks is coming in. I think English is just looking for a reason to get into Imperial now. And they're about to be given it, right? Like, if Louis misreads this raid point, like that, exactly like that, should be counting his lucky stripes that wasn't veterancy on Spears, because that would have probably been -2, maybe -3. In fact, Purple needs to be a bit more chill. Because I'm starting to think Purple hasn't realized that those aren't veg. What's the worst Civ for not realizing you've upgraded your Spearman? English has to be like podium finish, right? Top 3, easiest ones to forget they're not upgraded on. So, you know, I can kind of see where he's coming from. It's definitely an easy Civ to make that mistake with. Louis pushing up again. Knight count almost 30. Really important. He's trying to leverage the attack speed buffer. Because remember, he's attacking 20% quicker, which balances out against this aura from English. Give me a break on the wall. Burn down the outpost first would make a lot of sense. And yeah, he will go for it, right? What? He just wants to shut down the farms, but that's dangerous. I mean, well, actually, I guess there's always going to be an aura, but the point is a counter attack pushes really far out with attack speed now. There's that counter attack. Louis, I don't think he was expecting quite that many troops. But he might have been suspicious of a tech up happening, so I don't blame him for diving, but I have to blame him for hanging around. He does get a concave. Men-at-Arms fronting this. Spearman trying to provide some support DPS. Crossbows trying to snipe down the heavily armored cavalry. A few Chignu left to try and snipe through this. And arms line is starting to thin a bit. Louis almost breaking through here. It's cost him several of the knights already. And pushing into crossbow spears becomes quite difficult. But now wave number 1 does look good. Lancers clean up. They're going to be able to dive in deeper. Purple needs to retreat towards the white tower. Yeah, I think he's getting a little bit frisky with his positioning here. Triple Sacred Site locked as well for Louis, but Louis maybe hanging around just a little bit too long. That second commitment costing him a few more knights for very little gained, actually. Yet down here, he did not respect the crossbow group. He was in a choke point. 2 or 3 knights fighting while crossbow snipe is perfect, especially considering Louis already took so much damage on the first clash. We'll have to retreat. Not a good look. And Meditation Guard is now coming in. Means Louis needs to start prepping for a later phase of the game. So he'll be looking at farms. But this is good for English. Gives English a way of very clearly attacking now. Right, which is not easily done a lot of the time. When you play Men-at-Arms crossbows, you're hella slow. I want to build up some more spearmen. Did realize it. I mean, can you guys just start to imagine how different that fight looked with veterancy? I think with veterancy, the knights are just gone at this stage. The reason why he got away with it so well is because what Purple done is he just kind of sent more Men-at-Arms in and pulled the spears back a little bit. So instead of them fronting against mass heavy cav, they were essentially supporting. And in that role, you know, having a little bit less health, a little bit less damage. Yes, it's annoying, but the difference is you're not really dying as fast. I think there was even an early stage where it kind of looked like the crossbows were sniping 2 just to remove that threat. Lancers, good intercept, good idea. Remember the weakness of mass infantry gets intercepted. Try to fight where they're not. Now dive coming through. Villagers is 2 TC from Louis MT. Sun Dynasty activated. Can he really get the farms online is a question mark. He does not have the economy for it right now. Dive into the choke point coming through. Crossbow's not really caring too much about the town center fire right now, but they're going to need to soon. Yeah, the count's getting smaller, which means you're going to start to trade worse in these choke points. Try to spread it out. No doubt about it. Louis will get control of his base again. And a longbow switch. Now that one is a little bit surprising. I mean, Spearman at Arms Lombos actually does work against what his opponent has. The argument would be just that Lombos aren't really needed. I don't know why he's picking Lombos over continuous crossbows. I guess because he was assuming his opponent would be adding crossbows and say more spears. That would make sense. Maybe Palace Guard? Like, it's not too bad there because you can kind of stay far, far away from them. I guess with the attack speed, kind of makes sense, right? Inherently quicker to attack than the crossbows, so you get more start-step opportunities, maybe. Run on the monster on front side, by the way. He's trying to camp here. Double outpost now, but the backstab is on the way. The Lancers from behind! And the spears to the A-click! Needs to reposition quick. The crossbows need to be the priority protection here to get the maximum value before he does get flopped. Louis MT with the backstab gets the mop-up necessary before Purple can park himself permanently. How about that for enough piece for a top filler? Good reset. Eco status, really not too bad for Louis now. Remember, he has 2TC to combat the 2TC. Where it is going to feel rough is food in the coming minutes. He's padded himself really nicely with things like the supervision, the extra gathering on food, but Pro Scout's value is starting to dissipate. There's not much deal left for him to pick up. So I'm going to start thinking about where he's going to get food, and that's when you have to start figuring out where are you placing your farms. Louis. With that, you also have to consider your knights are very expensive on food. I guess it's not really food that drives it, it's more gold. And he won the relic game, right? Like, he's got 5th relic on the way home. So he probably can justify that. But when you look at the comp now coming from Purple, that's where you can't justify it. That's where it loses any sense to it. Flank raid. Army pushing again. I love how aggressive Purple's playing. Reminder, this guy is ranked #1 in the world. Showing you why. 2TC English yawn? I mean, we've had a lot of 2TC games today. Unforgivable yawn. Wait, Purple? Purple? Just show him! Oh, no. I mean, even with Body of Iron, you've got, like, what, 20 ranged units there? No. All right, Louis MT, get some reinforcements. Ay, ay, ay. I can't believe I just saw that. And the farms on the side. Alright, if Purple just stops being super tunnel vision and starts scouting, he has a very clear win con. He just needs to stop headbutting the base so relentlessly, I'd say. Yeah, you heard a lot. I know, I haven't been sleeping that well. Eat other things. And wait, is that a Grenadier? Oh, that's a misclick Grenadier. I thought he was doing it for the damage buff, but it's just a misclick. Grenadier is not too bad in the new campaign, by the way. They easy carried me to victory in the final mission. Wait, is he... Oh, he's doing a second farm cluster. But you already committed triple granary over here, which is what makes it a bit crazy. Louis, that's a hefty flank commitment. Pretty smart by diversifying. You may be less efficient with your farms, but what you're guaranteeing is if one gets shut down, you're not shut out. So you can still keep producing even if you get raided there. Villagers of Outpost, Purple trying to go deeper. Yes, got the attack speed aura here. Lombo's training against that back line. Got to be careful with a few horsemen coming out, though. Now vetted up, so they are a real threat. New men at arms do arrive to buy a bit more time. Lombo's continue to trade out. Purple looking pretty good for position still. Maybe Xiangnan Grenadier? Ooh, fair point, actually. You're correct. Yes, he's got it on crossbow plus the Grenadier. I always forget about that one. It's because usually the Shishi strats have been feudal-based, so you don't see the third option. Louis in a tough position here. I think, honestly, these are the type of games I look at, and I just think if you're in this position that Purple's in, and you brought the villagers forward, more outposts is cool, but you know what's even cooler? Raxes. Just build 4 Raxes here. the difference it makes. You'll start realizing it very quickly as you don't lose range units anymore, and you just have your real army there constantly. But it's just such a slept-on trick, weirdly enough. It's because it's not instinctual. Age of Empires 4 is a defensive RTS. People have gotten used to building all their production in one location at home. But in reality, building it on the fort is incredibly advantageous. Louis now with a Palace Guard switch. Wait. Purple Psychic? He's building crossbows now. It's like he's baiting him. It's so weird. Because we said the Lombos didn't really make that much sense. Kind of okay for on the crossbows, sure, but like, why else do you need them? But it has forced a reaction. A very big one, actually. The weird thing is, like, actually, crossbow Lombo, kind of decent here. Because the Lombos can deal with the Chug crossbows, and then the crossbows keep the Palace Guard back, and the attack speed difference matters the most. I wouldn't expect him to just do it on his own, but with his eco levels, he could do crossbow archer spears, which would be pretty effective, or even better, probably men at arms, because the men at arms just would die faster. Really comes down to the balance of, like, you know, crossbow versus Palace Guard your opponent has. The reason I mentioned spears is because if you do go double ranged as English, your opponent can spam horse. Like, your balance point here, your win condition is making sure that Louis cannot do cavalry, because that's where Shushi gets an advantage. In here, tree line. Has shifted to the east side. The farm count is getting ridiculous for Louis. He's always just so good at setting up for the late game like this. Longbows did harass the back line, but it looks like the villagers mostly got out. Back to base. Not holding that well for Louis right now. A lot of Palace Guard are starting to flood out, though, so Purple needs to slow down a bit. He's not in attack speed range anymore. No aura buff. In fact, they got burned down, so a bit overly aggressive here. Starts to re-enable now. The weird part is that Purple still hasn't managed to start a tech up. I thought that would have been a given this deep. The trades just don't seem to have been good enough for him. Like, actually, when you look at destroyed value, they're going pretty bad for it. Louis MT is up by, what, 6,000 on destroyed value trade. More outposts coming. They're really that needed at this stage. Louis MT, meanwhile, gaining ground again. Do we have spring on placements back? We do. Yeah, so a bit hard to breach this area specifically. Like a mini castle effect. Villagers rushing across on the flank now. So what does Louis see as his win condition? Because I'm not convinced by Chug against Lombos and men-at-arms. That sounds pretty bad, right? I think the Chug is more a limitation on his gold. Because, like, crossbows or Chug will both get sniped by Lombos, but crossbows will cost you a lot more gold. Argument then is, like, why not just build, like, Palace Guard Horsemen, for example? Yeah, a bit weird. Because you're not going to dive Chug into men-at-arms, so how are you ever reaching this? Because the Chug Nu have the same range as crossbows and less than Lombos. And if you think about the dynamics of the trade, like, for me to kill what I need to with crossbows, if your men-at-arms are here, I get to stand here. If you're using Chug to kill crossbows, you have to be here as well. But I can just, like, disengage with great ease. And now, all of a sudden, your Chug are front-lining against good melee, which is bad. Whereas the Lombos never have to worry about them. The Lombos are only ever going to get reached realistically if they're diving like this, or if your opponent pushes far past the front line. And that diving like this is kind of important. Yeah, reposition pretty valuable here. Start to shift back a bit. Villagers now with a castle drop coming in. And finally, he does it! Guys, subscribe for more coaching tips from KP. We called for this, I think, about... Says it's been 10 minutes. It feels like it's been 10 minutes. It's so important. Men-at-arms strats in particular take way too long to arrive. You're seeing this Congo line from all the troops. This fixes the problem. This gives him that final divide push he needs. However, it took so long to do it, there is now a castle in his way. Which becomes another problem. So, drop the siege workshop should be easy enough. Yeah, Treb's already queued up. These villagers are carnivorous. So there was a resecure out of ping. Outpost coming up now to try and deny this. I mean, serves him right. He's literally walked into the back of his opponent's base to gather his starting goal. Well, secondary, but it feels like a start with this position. And wait, is he going to see it now? Oh, he sees it. Outpost up. He sees it. The farms have now been revealed. That's important. Just swing around. Just swing wide. Let's stop diving the castle and go for the food. I was about to say go for the gold, but like going for the food is like the gold standard here. So late game, if late game is back, is this enjoyable for you guys? I'm curious now. One's if you miss this kind of gameplay. Two's if you prefer the newer pace of AoE. Arms. I'm trying to hit that economy again. I mean, he has got Treb, so the idea behind this, basically for purple, is if you're diving like this, you can't repair. The weird part is the timing. I feel like this is the type of dive you normally do when the castle is under half HP. Now, someone's going to argue, well, he's got resources, KP, to do it. Yeah, but he's not Imperial. Like, we're 32 minutes in the game, and neither player has access to Imperial. They're just body. The weird part is I feel like going Imperial does benefit English a lot. It's a lot easier for them to do. But I think his paranoia is that Shushi really comes to line in Fort Bay. Because that's when the cavalry elements of their series become a lot better. Like, you know, if you find your way towards double landmark, you get the library, you go for the heavy cav, the palace cav ones, you just disintegrate the whole men arms strand entirely, right? Like, if you get your hands on these bad boys here, the Imperial Guards. Drop. Hard to complete for purple too. It's like anything you can do, I can do better. Castle's not going to be able to reach the village in the back, right? If he stands here, he's safe to prepare. There are lombos to that anyway. Louis' castle is going down soon. Cool strats made on the fly in late game much more common. I think there's players that force that early on as well, though. Like, B's a perfect example. He'll force you to react in weird ways super early in the game, actually. It's just most players, like, aren't up to scratch on dealing with that, and that's why he usually gets so quick of a GG out of a lot of people. Nice snipe there, Horseman. They get the double kill on the Treb. Head again. Gonna be here a while. You can feel it. We're going to 2x a little bit. This is just a non-stop A clicker. I mean, purple just has no harassment on his eco whatsoever. Boiling Oil is now coming in for him, as his castle is being assaulted too. But big problem, Louis. He's out of stone. Has to start buying. Not going to be cheap though. Meanwhile, purple has 840 in reserve. He can keep preparing all day, all night. Weirdly enough, choosing to do so. Finally gets back to repair, but expensive, that many bashing away at it. Trebs. I think purple maybe benefits quite a bit from getting third one in here. Louis is acknowledging that too. Third trebuchet Q. Yeah, because he's on the threshold, right? Like, he keeps saying on fire, which is annoying for purple because it makes it hard to repair anyway. He's taking damage. Really what purple kind of needs is a bit of a dive towards these trebs, just to idle them out a bit. Then he can win the siege off. This is a horrible, horrible sight that I'm watching right now. Like, Chuga trying to break outpost. Castle is about to go down. Yeah, because I think he dove in and now gave the attack speed aura. I don't think it was there before. Does get the burn through on one of the outposts, but now it's triple spring on a placement. Good luck, have fun. The castle. Final hurrah. More villagers pulled. This is it. This is it. It's going down, right? He needs to buy again. And I don't want to know what the price is. 200 gold for 100 stone. And I think that gap in the repair is critical. He loses the castle. Keep down on both sides, actually. Army size difference matters here. English with the advantage still. And now the ability to push is real. Louis MT spent so much stone repairing that thing. He could have built another castle somewhere else. And the Wingard Palace for the dub now. Purple looking to go next stage while pushing into the enemy base. Louis nowhere near pop. He's switching into Horseman, but English noticed he's going into Spears here. And the good thing for Horseman is you can backstab rotate. Like, you kind of need to be getting rid of these trebs to slow down any deeper push into your base. He does have another castle north side, so his farms are protected for the most. And more stone being gathered to secure further. Like, you kind of need to replace the castle in this area, actually, which, because he's been sniping trebs, he can do. Right, there's only one trebuchet to kind of block him out right now. This is scary. Look at the immediate response. It's going to be Wingard Raiders. This is the way to play if you want to win. Wingard Raiders is great for tempo. You just teched up. You want to start vomiting out a lot of troops to push forward with. That being said, where it's not good is when Purple does this. He idles and waits, and it's weird because he's now at 200 pop, so he's not using the landmark at all, really. Yeah, he needs to start trading. Temple of the Sun coming through. What's your savior here? Movement speed might be quite important just to fight with crossbows, but now they're not doing a good job of that. Crossbowmen forced to retreat. Elite upgrade for men-at-arms just 20 seconds out for the English. And Louis MT looking pretty dead at this stage, actually. This is not great. Even in food income, it just shows you how good English farms are. I mean, he's got the... No, he hasn't even got the extra eco upgrade. He didn't go for it. 4 villager difference on food, and yet Purple was still several hundred income ahead. Now men-at-arms onto the farm area. That's going to shut things down, at least temporarily. Crossbows cutting reinforcements. He's camping. The trebs can start to move up, just burn through all the infrastructure. Villagers also shuffling across the south side just to kind of secure and lock down what little remains here. It's going to be another 2.3k gold for him. Louis is about to be stuck in the corner with no supper tonight. Oh, he does at least scout the outpost. Meanwhile, over here, 17 villagers could snipe the workers when they come in, actually. Yeah, he thinks twice. He's switching. Oh, no. Louis can't find gold. He can't find gold to save his life. There's an attack speed aura there, so if your opponent sees it, could he shortbow you down? Maybe? He hasn't reacted yet. I mean, in fairness, by the time this castle goes up, there's going to be like 800 gold left. Not worth. Crossbows finally get swept through, at least the remainder of them in the base. We have got Wingard Riders now coming out, and they ride just in time. He won't even get the trash castle. It's actually kind of a savior here. He should be thanking Purple for this, because that castle was not going to be worth it. I don't know how you really play Sushi without gold. Sushi Imp without gold and you don't have all Imperial techs already is a nightmare. And that's the other thing for English. Like, he doesn't need the gold as much as Louis does. Nowhere near as much. Wait. I just remembered. The Meditation Garden got changed, right? So after it caps out, like, it starts generating resources for free. But before that, it basically inflates what you've got. So look at this. He's got 12,000 gold sitting in that vein. There is hope for Louis. 12,000. I mean, more than that, right? It's 12,609 to be specific. Because remember, it goes up to 60% more. You can see right there. So plus 5% every 30 seconds. And then after that, yeah, after 330 seconds, it generates resources equal to 5% of the current resources in those nearby deposits. Pretty good, actually, for the gold trickle potential. Wait, is it capped out yet? It must be close. I don't know if he touched this at all, because if he did, that would explain the number versus being 60%. But then my question would be, why does it not show on the UI what it's generating? It's a bit weird. I think it's capped out. We'll check it again in a sec. Purple, keeping push going though. Okay, so all attention now shifts southside. Knights are riding over there as we speak. The car... No! The outpost never got cleared! Alright, it's a doubt. It's a doubt castle again. I mean, you can commit, but you commit yourself to insanity at this point. You're not going to get that up. Good micro from Purple. Dives a bit deeper. Denial of castle achieved. fun begins. Louis MT just can't catch a break. At this point, he can't even catch a goal. The only thing he's going to catch here is a loss of Elo. This is hard now. He has at least got numbers for the first time in what feels like forever. Horseman plus crossbows. Weirdly enough, this combo gets countered by just spin, which, funnily enough, Purple's now building. Still, like, what else could he build a quality value from gold? I don't want to say hand cannoneers. Like, this is one of those rare games where English could actually do it and it makes sense, I think. But usually they just don't see it as worthwhile over just blobbing more crap to throw at the opponent. There's just, I'm thinking, what is he going to be able to do with all this gold once he locks it in? Because he is locking it in right now. Oh no. More villagers found. And a castle drop. Purple's like, Louis, you've been away for a while. Let me show you how you actually build a castle. So what you want to do is not lose the villagers. And that, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the guide. If Louis rushes south now, he can stop this. He has vision. He knows this is happening. Can't be happy about it. And there you go. Rohirrim Riders, Horsemen, rotating as we speak. Purple gets position right, he can body block the chokes though. And yeah, Louis has the right idea. Torches out, just go straight for the castle. Don't care about the workers. Okay, that actually sneaks a few in. And there's the confirm. He does cancel, looks to pull away now. And we do have Elite Army Tactics fun in the way. No biology, I don't think we're in Sideri. No upgrades for Louis. This is the difference maker we've been waiting for. Because remember, when you go Imperial Age, you can technically get ahead of your opponent twice, right? If they're in Castle, you go Imperial, then you go for what's essentially the 5th age, which is Unitanks. And although Louis is able to snake into Imperial, he's already in a position to afford 5th age tanks. Castle attempt coming in. This time with Spears backing up, I don't think Louis is going to try to stop him again. The question that's better, though, I guess, is can he afford to not? And I don't think he can. Guys, remember, this is 12,000 gold. This is 12,000 gold that Louis made into 12,000 gold. He done this to himself. And now he's going to feed that to his opponent? That was his gravy train, right? That was his rainy day cash. Now it's gone. Castle most definitely going up at this point. Louis. I think with the gold income that Purple's going to have, you probably start seeing him adding in hand cannoneers like 46 minutes or something. He might just be content with Lombos. Like, Lombos can just be crossbows because of reach. Like, Spear, Lombo actually beats all of this, weirdly enough, because crossbows can't clear Spearmen quick enough. Spearmen destroy horsemen. So the only way Louis can win a fight is if he gets perfect position to hit that back line, which is not happening at all. Continuous dive. Elite Army Tactics is in. Lombo's in Sinderi. Even now getting the Silk Bowstring. He's going to push him all the way back to farms. Well, it ain't 12k anymore. It's officially going to 11k. Louis. Can he even keep crossbow push up for long? He got 5 relics, so I think so. I think he's content to do this for a while. The problem is, it's just not getting good results. That's a clutch moment, though. Snare Arrow is not a cheap tech. 1,000 gold, he did find a resource. He's got 12 on gold somewhere. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, he's still got 1,000 reserves. That is going to be the end of the Grave Train. After that, it's just passive gold and stuff. 9 more Wingguard rating. The English beating the Chinese in Imp kind of accurate. Yeah, but we should be like, you know, if you think about it, we should probably be attaching certain things to the arrows when you shoot them. You know, a certain consumable that's definitely not good for your body. Not gonna say it here. I don't want to. We're gonna go. Yeah, just the big O. I don't know. Do you get demonetized for that? I'm not sure. Winning without the drugs is a big skill move right here by English. In fairness, though, I do think that China got its revenge all these years later because basically the reason the whole like opioid war happened was because we kept buying stuff from China and China got all the silver and they were like, we don't want to buy your crap because it's crap. And now, with the mass manufacturing that's done in China and all the cheap Temu stuff, ironically, we are buying all the cheap Chinese crap from Temu now. So it balanced out, really. It came around 360. They won in the end. They won't win in this. Switching Chug is... I guess he needs them against Spears, but... 45! That's a lot of beef eaters. He has got crossbow count, but probably not for long. And we talked about this, the gold situation. It's arrived. 2,000 gold income. It had to happen sooner or later. Hand cannoneers are cute. Against China, it can be risky because if China gets actual hand cannoneers online, they have more range. Against Shu Shi, it's just Lamau because they don't have hand cannoneers. Sorry. Like Shu Shi main's getting ready to riot. It's your own damn fault. No one else to blame. Should have learned China, then you would have had gunners. Wow, Shu Shi actually must feel scammed now that I think about it. They're the only Chinese civ that don't have hand cannons. Even Jin, even the barbarians from the north have hand cannons. They even get a cooler name, Eruptors, which just genuinely sounds like someone ate too much. Dive in, trying to intercept the gold now. It's probably taken almost 4,000 from it. At this point, if I was in game, I'd be all chat typing thanks for the gold. It's like Meditation Garden, best landmarking in the game. Brackets for your enemy. Lombos? Oh, nice little find here. But, like, losing these Lombos is not bad because of what's coming next, guys. Yeah, you're about to open the floodgates. Premium army on the way. He didn't even clear the Lombos. Alright, so Louis running full trash comp into full premium comp now. No shiny star stickers for guessing how that you get. How is this game not done? I mean, we have got Sacred Sites. God bless Sacred Sites, by the way. This is exactly why Sacred Sites was a good addition to Age of Empires before. Otherwise, this stalemate would probably take like another 20 minutes. Push forward here. Outpost Aura going to be extended again. Louis MT. There's his frontline cavalry already gone. Men-at-arms remaining. Crossbow count okay. But the hand cannoneers are starting to ripple in now. They've been waiting for a while to start arriving. 17 on board already. The premium DPS he needs. And now with the juiced up attacks, he's attacking every 1.77. And all of that funded by the wonderful people over at Meditation Garden Co. Shout out to Louis for the 12.6k gold vein that he gave over to English. What a life. What a time. And Louis, look at the difference. GG. Meditation Garden may actually be the best landmark in the game. Just for your opponent. Oh, man. Interesting game. Whew. Man, that one went on and on. I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is just ladder versus going to be happening a lot in pro play. But we have had a lot of meat grindery games. I feel like for better or worse, that's like the upside at least of cavalry meta. Is cavalry meta's like it can't be meat grindy, right? But once we're back in meta arm spam, it's gonna be that. Was Purple pro? Purple, I don't think is pro, but he's been playing like tippity top for a while. Like he's literally ranked #1 in the world right now. Like I think the way Baltin described it is he just is he, as in it's just him. There's no like secret name or whatever. Who's Old Smoke? Not a high ranker. Is Antoxa high rank? I can't remember. I'm gonna look, see if any of these guys are high rank. Yeah, of course he is. Antoxa was ranked 66th. Okay. Rank 66 versus rank 63 for the Antoxa one. And that has Jin in it. I guess we catch some Jin. Where was he? Where? Crap, I've lost him now. There we go. Bruce versus Jin. Intriguing. Wonder if we do some deadlock a bit later. Either like some deadlock or some Olden Era maybe. Oh. Might even put the fan on. I still feel hot. Kind of hot. I don't know if it like. I don't think it's hot. It's like feels almost like heat exhaustion more. You know, you ever get that where like you're kind of a little bit hot, but it's not like oh my god, but like you feel it more in your eyes actually. Now that I think about it, dry eyes maybe. All right, we done it. We found a Jin game. Seriously, that's such a rarity. You don't realize. Like, no one wants to touch this if it seems. But this right here, folks, is going to be an interesting one. Welcome back to your Daily Dose of Age of Empires 4 action. We've got a top 100 matchup here, actually. Antoxa ranked 66th in the world, I believe it was. And then Purple over here is ranked 63rd. Jin Dynasty in the purple and Roos in the green. Map is going to be Sunken Land. You got that tiny little stealth forest in the center. And I am curious if we are going to be seeing something other than just basically 2 TC boom on both sides. Because technically, Roos received a very big buff with the recent patches. They can do 2 TC meta now, again, very fast. It's old Golden Gate levels, so they could go for it. You can sunburn your eyes? What? Nah, dude. Ain't that. I ain't never doing that. Golden Gate coming in. Oh my god. Wait, is Antoxa going to do 2 TC while his opponent's going to do aggro? That's going to be comical if so. He's under the tree line. He's under the tree line with 7. Like, this seems like 2 TC meta. Yeah, the way he's gathering, guys, I think we got 2 TC from Roos. Wood of Fortress going up as well. 13 on wood. And yep, it's 2 TC. So he's already got the hunting cabin set up. So nice gold generation there, about 45 a minute. Actually, I think it's 43 specifically. And the wood's been gathered. So 100% he is going for 2 TC. While Purple is just going raw aggro. I wonder, is he all-inning or is he castling? First Iron Pagoda has been queued up. Remember the Great Pastures, really cool. Basically just the stables and gives you the grassland effect as well. Yeah, it's just allowing you to pump out units cheaper. Is really a big important part there. He needs to set up a grassland though for that to be the case. I'm trying to think, like, have people found the ideal timing to add grassland in? It's not the most expensive thing, 100 wood. And it can pay back really quick because of the discounts you get. Like, you end up saving, what was it, 25 food per pagoda built. So by the time you have 4 pagodas, it's paid itself back, and then it's just extra health and whatnot. It's also the tempo. Getting them straight away is huge. Moving out to the deer here. I like the way that Purple's playing this. Like, he's actually leveraging the fact these mounted villages are very hard to shut down. The second TC has been locked in on the deer and the berries for Antoxa. Yeah, and this is where gotta say the weird word, Mohid Tribesmen. I think you need them here, no? Because without Mohid Tribesmen, how are you going to get through these spears? Because the weird thing about pagodas, they are tanky, but they are DPS-wise pretty underwhelming. 16 base damage on a 1.5 seconds attack speed for a unit that costs more than a French Knight is pretty bad. Yeah, and, you know, so worse attack speed, worse damage. Health is barely better, 10 extra HP. This unit still confuses me about what its role is really meant to be. Looks like a Keshik, but tankier than a Keshik, but DPS-wise, only on par with them, while being more expensive and not having them. It is an odd match. But Purple does reveal what the real plan is. I think we have got a fast castle mountain hall game. Why would you pavilion this unless you're going to drop it in the enemy base? I can't imagine anyone in which he pavilions unless he's dropping it in the enemy base because there's no pressure point on you, right? And you need something to match up again. Oh my god, he's going pavilion. Okay, so it locks in 8k gold, but isn't your economy just crap now? Because the problem here for Purple, he's sitting at what? 17 mounted villages. Only built them the whole game. So is it 34 villages, essentially? It is 2 TC, which means Antoxa is going to build a bigger lead. Like, the weird and deceptive part you have to remember about Jin is they get, essentially, 2 and a little bit villages worth of efficiency for each mounted villager, but they take less than 2 villages time to produce. That's why the difference isn't as big as it should be, based on what I just said there, right? It's 18, which means it's 36 eco when it should be higher of a difference now. That's the point. Is like, this is the one thing for Jin that people agree, yeah, that does sound pretty good, is their villagers are really efficient. It isn't enough is the problem. High trade house now coming through. Could Antoxa just horse archer here? I think you horse archer spear, right? So then you have a counter pagoda. And then the problem there is that Jin can't really build Mohid Tribesmen because Mohid Tribesmen will lose the horse archer. Yeah, they have less health, less DPS. Cost is actually pretty similar as well. Was it 120 to 90, 95, I want to say? Yeah, 95. Ugh. Oh, he summons the freebies. Pagoda haven't been upgraded, though. That's a little bit tricky. Like, diving this with Feudal Pagoda. The tech up complete. Like, the other problem, I think, why we haven't really seen Purple go in is this. That wooden fortress, if you dive it and your opponent bought the stone for castle turrets, you get melted. We have got him playing for relics now. I just find that order interesting. Because if he'd gone for the other landmark, the mountain hall, he would be able to get his religious units cheaper. And then the other cool thing is that he would be able to activate a choice there that would generate a lot more gold per relic. Basically turning it into regular stuff. Do a bit more fast forward. Jeez, please tell me that's tick 1. 56 gold in a high trade. No. There we go. I was about to say 112 gold in the high trade. Not too bad. It's like 1.5 relics worth. Pagoda. Ooh, good hit. Needs some kills from it. A lot of other time being achieved. Loves a few down. Shivs come out though. Whoa, 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 whoa. He's in his own way. He needs to let the spearmen through now. He's done a good job pinning them, but maybe hung around a bit long there. And Antoxa taking it to the nuts. -6 workers. Only hardened spears, which is why the Pagoda's got a way of hanging around so long there. A bit scary now, considering that the lead was starting to actualize, materialize. Now you got a situation where Purple's at, what, 22, these donkey villages? So it ends up being, you know, in total, maybe 4 villages behind you. But efficiency-wise, should actually be slightly ahead. He even sets up the trade post now. I wonder if that's why he went for the pavilion, is to secure the emissaries quicker. Because remember, these generate, the moment you drop them down, the first guy comes out, they generate about, I think it's 80-ish resources, 80 food. And then it inflates by about 4 or 5 food per, up to a number of 8. So you cap these things out at like 150, 120 food, basically. Not crazy, but for basically building 1 unit and sending them over there. The point is that the emissaries pay for themselves after about a minute. Relic's starting to come back, but I think with Purple's position, he should have the majority. Yeah. 4-1. Okay, and wait, Purple, is he going Imperial? Dude, who is Purple? I need to know. Let me double check. Where is this guy from? I think it was a Chinese account, but I just need to double check and confirm that. No, France. This guy's in France. Rank 127, 143, 131. I don't think it's an El Yona Smurf. Wouldn't be a Marine Lord Smurf. Chuck Francis, maybe? Or Hanodins? I think Hanodins wasn't France specifically, though. Either way, I'm impressed. I mean, they're winning with Jin. At least for now. The next fight is kind of worrying me because they're flowing resources. At first, it seemed like an Imperial plan. Now it just looked like a I don't know what to build. Like, bro, you've got over 3,000 resources just sitting here. And your enemy is pushing up, so you should be a bit paranoid. He's going to go for a castle drop and then just drop another landmark behind. Which would set him up to go for the Pagoda Forest. I don't think you go Great Wall Bastion if you're going for a castle drop first. It's a bit weird. Actually, then again, there is that perk, right there, that all your bed crossbows do more damage. And your opponent's entire army is infantry, majority of spears. Which means bed crossbows would be good. The alternative is he goes for the Pagoda Forests. And that, over time, just starts generating lots of passive wood. You can get up to 600 passive wood when it's fully capped. Truth is fast approaching. Nice snipe there. Relic grab. Heist is going to be a bit of an L, but still not sure if Purple will be able to draw that one back. Has he got a Monk? Oh, yeah, he's got one nearby. And Green's a bit far upfield. He's switching around now with his Monk, low on HP. Diving to the back. A few cheeky men-at-arms do arrive. Trying to waste some time here. And, ooh, I think Purple's running out of food. He just went for the collective hunting, which spawns a bunch of reindeer. Nicely lined up to die at the town center. So, yeah, he spent 400, almost 325 resources to get 600 food together. The lull is going to be a whip. Okay, so actually a 2-3 split. Decent Fantoxa. Big problems are just around the corner. Jin, what are we doing? It's going to be a castle drop on the south side, so desperate for food. It's worked out pretty nicely, no? He took the deer and the boar from the north side. Didn't get the berries. Barely ate them. But now he pivots down here, and he's got, what, like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 food here? Which saves him from needing a farm transition. What? Okay, he cancelled. I was about to say, the men-at-arms at this point feels way too late. He's going for Nesta Bees. Menkin defenders to try and protect him. I mean, is Nesta Bees the way, or is it bed crossbows? Problem is, bed crossbows always make for weird bedfellows. Like, when do you see someone build bed crossbows current and they feel good? Nesta Bees, on the other hand. Against this many spears might be a tricky endeavor. Go to Forest coming in at home. Doesn't try to greed it forward. More Menkin defenders out. Nesta Bees actually retreating as well. He's forfeiting the Dragon Pavilion. Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting him to just give it over. I guess the risk is if you walk in and do a Nesta Bees shot, the dive comes through and you're screwed. So yeah, he's just trying to get them out quick. Double B. 13 now on the Pagoda. And Toxa looking for the kill point. Gets rid of the forward infrastructure. Food is at least secure in the corner for Purple. What do you think about diving into the enemy base to buy more time? Don't really want to bring the Pagodas over for this fight. It would be a death sentence. That's got men-at-arms queued. Surprised Purple's not going for spears. Then again, food might feel a bit more luxurious than gold. But with that said, he did just lose his gold access, right? So 2.3k sitting there in reserve. Reality is not going to be able to gather much up. Then again, men-at-arms don't cost much, but if you're thinking about elite techs, that's where this gold pit just disappears quickly. Goes into enemy base. Crossbow reinforcements intercepted now. Spears as well. Slow things down a little bit, but Toxin not going to be coming home. We're going to go a bit deeper. And we have got the monks queuing in. So yeah, remember the way this works, you garrison them inside, and it creates a larger Wololo AoE. This landmark is also a pain in the ass, because sometimes you feel like you haven't dove too long and you just get caught. That's going to be cool, by the way. The tower shields don't just look awesome for Jin. +3 ranged armor here on these meta-arms essentially is going to strip a third of the damage off of the counter unit you're against. So remember, crossbows doing 22 damage at this stage. Going to put him up to 7 ranged armor. Actually, yeah, and he can add in another 2 if he wants to. He can get undermesh. It's not too expensive. It's hard going to get dropped. Horsemen are also being prepped. So, and Toxa's looking for the bait and switch. If he can force Purple out of the choke points, he can snipe the Nesta Beach. Just so many arms coming. Okay, crossbow placement 2. Actually goes for Pili Pili Pow. Okay, so he's going to give his trebuchets the Nesta Bees effect. I'm not sure why that's a priority right here, unless he's worried about a castle drop. I would have thought he'd be a bigger fan of getting elite armor tactics. On the flank, stone gathering begins. He's looking for a castle drop to anchor himself here. Still has the castle in the corner securing the food sources. Toxa is very close to an Imperial point. Look at his population. Once he reaches 200, he's got nothing else to really do but go Imperial. Scary point. Norseman just shutting down the extra trickle of food here. It's a lot better to deny the tributary states. Well, Muka defenders coming through too. Do you attack or do you just now tech? I think if you attack, it works out better. As long as you don't run into too many defenders. That's the challenging part, right? Like, you're going to get some spawning out here, but at least it's not the Dragon Pavilion. You already dealt with that. By the way, and Toxa dealt with it very easily. That's meant to be an obnoxious landmark to kill. Most people resort to trebuchets, but you saw what we were saying earlier today. Crossbows is a great solution to that threat. Fly. Horseman down the flank. Not going to really do too much damage. So, win condition. Purple needs a fight soon, I think. I don't know what Purple's doing, actually. Why is he holding 3,000 resources? Okay. Rough not getting the gold, but we've still got 1,000 reserve. Just got to do something with it. Alpha's going to start coming up. Nesta B should scan Toxa off here. Or not. A few crossbows give their lives for nothing. Nesta Bees just need to start moving. Purple, come on. Got to pay attention here. The snipe, the horsemen, they go in, they get a freebie. What? No. I mean, Purple, he's lucky that wasn't the full wave. That would have been all he's done, and this game over. Still might. Spinman crossbow moving in. And arms can't hold. The long horsemen force a retreat out of the sieves. Ah, this is over. Pup's dead. I don't get what the plan was with all the food and gold. I mean, if he queued up more, maybe the wood was a problem and he wanted more Nesta Bees, but then he's got like almost 2,000 food. Might be an Imperial Age, but he's a dead man. It might be at a 4, but a 0 on the scoreboard. Pushed back to the main. Reacclimates to the Nesta Bees way of life, but I don't really see it coming together anymore. Hello, Anatan. Appreciate the raid, mate. You came just in time to watch Jin lose again. I don't know. I like the idea of the men-at-arms Nesta Bees, but I just didn't like the fact that he wasn't spending his resources. You'd think he was playing a different Chinese Civ, because it was almost like he was saving for a tech-up. Wait, was he planning Eruptors the whole time? Okay, so follow the thought. He had 3 Nesta Bees. If he kills the crossbows, he can switch Eruptors. Kind of work. But like, the Nesta Bees weren't being microed. They weren't attacking. He wasn't prepping Eruptors behind it. He's just kind of doing nothing with what economy he had. And now he has no access. High Armory coming in 39 to get this bad boy online. Reminder, folks, this is a ranked 60 game. So both these players are in the top 70 in the world. And Toxa is about to slip his hand into Purple's pocket and take a little bit more elo. The funniest part is that this was not 2TC Jin, but it was 2TC Roos. So countdown begins. so toxic. Wood denial is going to be a problem. Then again, I mean, he went Pagoda Forest. You don't actually need to chop wood. He's got 420 passive wood income a minute right now. This landmark is a bit nuts. Once it caps out, it's 600 wood a minute. It's a perfect example of where the idea that Jin is really good in the hyper late game is true. If the game goes long enough, Pagoda Forest is a goated landmark. That's a big hit. Okay, so flank raid attempts coming from feudal horsemen. But guys, they've got big spears. They do look scary. Until you read their stats and then laugh at them. Yeah, I'm going to 2x this. I don't... Like, if Purple wins this, I'll eat a shoe. I just do not see what the plan is now. He's gathering stupidly large pools of resources again. But there's no commitment, right? Like, I think it kind of seems like Purple's a bit stuck on what he builds here. So it's almost like he's waiting and waiting and waiting to see what he can. The problem is, like, at this point, and Toxa just has a very well-rounded comp. Crossbows, spears, horsemen. He's padded against most threats. I would say the best option for Purple right now looks like mass Nesta Bees and spears. Not great, but it's pretty much the only thing you could build that could actually straight up fight. Castle dropping the flank. I'd be more concerned about the direct fight, though. I think Toxa is just not really rushing to end. He just has a timer ticking. We've got veterancy for Horsemen, so Purple leaning into that idea that that's his savior. Maybe not the worst idea, considering that Toxa is going into Streltsy now. Shout out to the Zanma Swordsman for looking cool, kind of being eh. I don't know. I've seen some people do okay with them, but when I watch Zanma Swordsman, it just kind of feels like that classic. Yeah, it's because he's got really good economy. That he can win. I haven't so far seen a fight with Zanma Swordsman where I'm like, damn, they were MVP, they're why he won. Let me know if you've seen that type of game, but so far for me, it's been like, oh yeah, this is cool to see. But isn't the reason people did it. Even though it's actually like weirdly a good idea against Root, because they rely on horsemen so much. Geesh, do you want any more text? We went bad at arms. Wait, is he getting... We're not getting springled from Bruce, are we? Maybe he thought it was Mass Zanma. Pushing on the south side. We have got Rams now, so... Looks like some permanent damage to be done. Down to 33 villages. Yo, Purple is allergic to just tapping out. Oh my god. When I say 33 villages, by the way, only 4 of them are mounted. This is so over. Just, I'm not eating shoes today. Leather is not a part of my diet. But it might be a part of Purple's late night shenanigans. Safe word still undiscovered. As Intoxa continues to whip his ass. There's really not much left to beat at this point. He's barely beating a wooden fortress on the back. And the horseman in on the nest of bees. They could also kill the eruptors. He just doesn't care about them right now. And the Wallow! The Wallow! Oh my god! It done things. It done. It looked cool. That was about it. I think he wallowed like maybe 5-6 horsemen. That's your tier 4 landmark, folks. Whoop whoop. Don't worry, he was ready to go again in. Oh, that is not a landmark. That is a meme. I mean, the wood is really good. The real reason I feel like you build Pagoda Forest is all the wood gen. That's just a, like, cherry on top moment, maybe. Good luck. It's a cool decision, though, right? Like, you can place an aggressive Pagoda and try for a deep wall low, or you just place it at home to get the wood. The idea is cool as well. Like, if someone goes that deep on the Pagoda, they're going to lose because of these forests, which slow them, so they can't retreat fast. So I get the idea of why Purple didn't call GG. But, like, I'm kind of shocked they haven't now. Because the plan kind of failed. Nesta B's gone again. Mooka Defend is irrelevant. Bombard's on the way. And victory just 50 seconds out. GG comes in. What do you think, guys? Is Jin ever going to be a Civ, or are they just going to be a meme? I mean, right now, they reek of meme. I don't know. I think the thing that I've said about Jin, at the heart of it, the problem is, even if a game doesn't seem good for archers, the ability to build archers actually does matter. So much more than you realize. Because when you remove the threat, you change the approach. Right? Like, I think I said the other day, imagine if French couldn't build French knights. The way you play against French is completely different at that point. Right? And what the devs done with Jin is they removed a fundamental corner. Because remember, like, at the heart of it, Age of Empires 4 runs on a soft counter system, a triangle, which is archer, horseman, spear. So spearman beat horseman, horseman beat archer, archer beat spearman. And then you expand beyond that. But like that's the raw basis of the composition. And there are outliers, I know, there's variable units, of course. But when you look back, like, that's the consistency across the board. It's like every civ will have a horseman, every civ will have an archer, every civ will have a spearman. You know, we actually, and the weird thing is, like, the issue with Jin wasn't unforeseeable, I'd say. It existed already. Remember Shushi and how Shushi had really big problems around the fact they had Chuknu but not archers? It caused a lot of complaints and concerns. So we already kind of had the writing on the wall of what would happen if you took archers away from a civ. We had the light version, which is, I mean, she can still do things, but certain things they very clearly absolutely just could not. And like Chuknu massing felt super situational for that reason. But then we just basically, instead of learning from that, we hopped to another extreme. And I think the interesting thing is, like, there's a way that you can justify that approach to design and balance. But to do so, you would have to now start taking all the civs and pushing them further away from that triangle, which is your anchor point. So you'd have to make them fundamentally much more different again, which I don't think the devs are going to want to do. So I imagine, like, the end result will be that Jin is reeled in more and more until basically bed crossbows could just end up looking like archer-sized scale, and they're just little guys on wheeling little bed crossbows. Maybe. I don't think they do away with the asset. It does feel boring if they just basically go ahead and reintroduce introduce archers to that civ. Yeah, it's a bit weird. All right. Have we got any other interesting games? Oh, I don't know what I got for food today. Do I want to cast the Ellendale game? I'm thinking we could play some Olden Era or some Deadlock. What do you guys think? Olden Era / Deadlock? Olden Era, I haven't really had enough time to rank up properly, but the rank system's kind of a mess, so we'll probably get interesting matchups regardless. Deadlock, we're apparently calibrated Oracle 2, which is like top 15%, I think. Actually, we've recently been getting a bunch of Phantom games, which I think is top. Let me check. Top 10. I think the weird thing for me is, like, I like vibing playing Kelvin, but now I'm in sweaty lobbies, so now, like, trying to get new heroes in is rough. Because basically, for those that don't know, there's this hero called Kelvin that is pretty much, like, lazy. You don't aim. You aim in certain ways with certain things. The strategic positioning and skill usage is very important. But the raw click head lol thing isn't a thing with him. So it tends to build lazy, bad habits, is what I've noticed. I'll, like, play a day of him and then be like, oh, my aim kind of sucks a bit more at the end of that. All right, do you guys want a poll? I can put a poll up. What to do? Olden Era. Deadlock. 2 minutes, go. God, actually, I kind of want to add Team Fortress 2 to the list now. You know, it still has lands even in 2026. Not very big lands, bless them, but they do have lands, which is nice to see. You thinking Olden Era? YouTubers will probably have to come across to Twitch with either choice. There you go, YouTubers. I'll give you the link. You can come across now as I'm going to end the stream on YouTube. Thanks for watching there. Hope to see you in Twitch chat. Otherwise, have a good day.